In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create a artwork of mountains using the concept of atmospheric perspective, where things get lighter as they go further away, not darker. You can see we've got rows and rows of mountains and then the sky, and they get lighter, giving that effect of distance and space and depth with just variations of tone with that shape. Then over the top, once I've shown you how to do this, you can put a silhouette to finish off that design, that drawing. So I've got an eagle, and then I don't know which one I like best. They both give something different, and you can decide that for yourself also. So this is how we begin. Open up Photoshop and go File, New, and you might have something similar to this, but essentially we want to go to Print, find A4, and then at the bottom at Create, I want to press that. So if you can't see Create, just move this around and you might be able to see it, Create. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we're going to start from the background, so our lightest color, and move forward to our darkest color. I don't mind which color you choose. So if you can just go to color, you can go window, see for color to make sure that's open. So this time I'm going to go in the purple hues, and we're starting with our lightest hue of whatever color you choose. And we want the paint bucket tool, which is this one here, paint bucket tool. We're just going to color in it. There you go, that's the lightest tone. Now we're going to add a layer. So remember our layers, our window layers, if you can't see it. I'm going to add a layer. We're going to go a little bit darker and then color that layer in darker. I think I'll go a little bit more. Add a new layer, go a little darker, color that in. Add a new layer, go a little darker, color that in. Add a layer. So moving towards black. And I'll just leave it there. Okay. So we can see I can stretch down my layers now to see all of them. Now with the eye, you can turn the visibility off by clicking on the eyes. So that's my background. I don't want to change the background at all, so I can say stay locked. Now with my layer 1, I need to get my eraser. We need the eraser to be hard, maybe not 100% hard. Let's look at what it looks like at like 80 or something. And make sure layer 1 is selected. You can use your stylus or just your mouse, and we want to create some random mountain lines, and think Mount Everest sort of pointy, so it should be a bit jagged and a bit wobbly. Don't have to copy the same as mine, that's just what I've done. So we've got two parts now, the top which I want to erase and the bottom which I want to keep. A quick way to erase that, instead of getting the eraser and like, oh, forever I'm here erasing, get the magic wand tool. So magic wand tool here. Click on the area at the top that we don't want and press backspace. Then Control D. Now we move to layer 2. Now it's hard to see what was there before because we need to make the mountains a little bit smaller. So again, we change the opacity so we can see it a little bit. Get our eraser tool, and we don't want to copy the same. This would be incorrect. We don't want to copy the same shape because they're random mountains. So this mountain range is going to start off lower come up higher, sort of completely different to the mountain range behind it. Magic wand, click on that, backspace, Control D to deselect. Now I can put that back to 100%. So I've got a next step forward with my mountain. So we'll do the same thing with layer 3. Turn visibility on, lower opacity, get your eraser tool, and again this time we want something different. So they can actually be lower or they can go higher. We just want something really quite different. Magic wand, select the top, backspace, Control D, change that opacity to 100%. Now, if you do a mountain range that you don't like, you can edit it with your eraser. Now that we can see everything, I can be like, oh, that looks a bit weird, so get rid of that. That. Or you might be, oh, I really wish that I had more mountain. So you can get the eyedropper tool, click on the color that you want, so it'll change up here. Then get your paintbrush tool. That should be on a 80% hardness as well, so it matches. Make the size bigger, and you could paint back in if you were like, oh, I took too much off, that is way too small, not good enough. So yeah, that's not good. Need it to be jagged. Jagged, like a jaggedy, scary mountain. And yeah, you can paint that in, or you can use the paint bucket tool. You have to click it a few times to get rid of those lines. I actually don't like the paint bucket tool with that. I'm just going to hand paint that in. Don't leave any bits. Okay, good. Do the same thing to layer 4. Turn it on. Lower opacity. Eraser tool. And what am I going to do with this one? Higher. Yeah. No, I don't like that. Control Z. No, I don't like that. Okay, let's look at that one. Magic wand tool, select backspace, Control D, change the opacity to 100%. Move on to this one. Opacity lowered. Eraser. So obviously, as we get closer towards us, we're going to see less mountains because they're closer to us. So this one's just going to be a bit more subtle. No, that one. It's just going to be one slope. So like that, just one slope. Magic wand, delete, Control D, change that to 100%. And then my last one here, eraser, is just going to be the opposite way. That, not like that. And then magic wand, delete, Control D, 100%. Nice. So these two, layer 6 and layer 5, are sort of just like slopes, and then the rest are a little bit more pointy and undulating. So that's my atmospheric perspective just for the mountains. The next video will show you how to do the silhouette of figures or an animal or something like that.